Hi guys, it's Monkeys.com here. I'm doing this vlog because it's Mother's Day today, and my father is not my father, that sounds so posh. My dad has his birthday on Friday. So this vlog is going to be about family. I'm not going to go into too personal type things, but it's just going to be really about the relationship that people have with the families. I'm fortunate enough to have a very tight relationship with my family. We're very, very close, much closer than most families, and well, most people my age are with the parents anyway. I don't know why we've been close. It's just, I guess it's just the way that I've been brought up. I've been brought up to respect my parents, respect everyone, to be honest. And we're all on the same wavelength. We all have similar opinions, and well, we all behave quite similarly. So, in this vlog, I'm going to be heading. Well, I'm in Rhyl at the moment, but what I'm going to do is go down to Rutland Castle, and well, I might have a little walk around there. I might not, depending on what the time is. I don't want this vlog to go on for ages, so it's going to be nice, short and sweet. Yeah, the reason I'm so close with my family is that, number one, I never really had a lot of friends, so I wasn't going out to parties constantly or anything like that. I have had friends, I have been to parties, but just not the amount that most lads like my age normally do. One thing which most people my age don't do is actually sit down and have family meals, tea or dinner or whatever you want to call it, being the main one. So virtually every single day, sit down with my family and have a meal with them, which is just normal for us. It's nothing strange about it, nothing unusual. It's just the way that we've always behaved. We always sit down and have a meal together. I'm quite fortunate, really, to have that kind of relationship with my family, because quite a lot of people would miss that if they weren't sort of like having that kind of relationship with their family. I can actually go and speak to them as well about any concerns that I might have. I mean, it doesn't really matter what it's about. And they're always there to support me as well. So if I get into sort of like any problems or any trouble, they will help out. When I talk about having support from your family and your parents, it's not financial. It's just sort of like, well, emotional, and just the fact that they're actually there. There's someone that you can speak to if you've got any problems or anything, or any concerns. Hopefully those types of times don't come, and you have sort of like a nice pleasant life without any issues. But every family gets issues, every person has concerns. And it's just nice really for parents to be there to give you advice on things, because they've been on the planet a lot longer. They know a few things. There were certain things that they don't know, which sort of like normally modern things, which only people my age, young people actually know about, but who actually understand. Yeah, I think you really need to, if you're not close with your family at the moment, I think you should really try and get a bit closer. I mean, even if you were a fully grown adult and you're in your 30s and 40s, I mean, even when I'm at that age, I'm going to still be close with my family. I'll be calling them. I'll be sort of like, if I'm not living with, well, I certainly hope when I'm 30 I'm not living with them, but I will probably speak to them every week on the phone, or at least see them every month. Because my parents, just because of the logistics of it, because it's 70 miles to see their parents, my grandparents. The only reason that we don't see them is because of the distance between us, and also the fact that they're getting old and they don't want people around the house every single day, or well every week or every month. So I see my grandparents about once every 3 months, which is fine. I mean, they're glad when we do come around. They're happy to see us. It's just a nice thing, really, because I suppose if you're with someone all the time, you don't really understand missing someone. For example, because I'm so close with my family, when I do eventually go away and live on my own somewhere, I mean, I'll be alright because I can cope on my own quite well, but it's going to have a massive effect on my parents and just their feelings, really, because the most I've ever been away from them for is 1 or 2 days on like a school trip or something. It's like I've never been away I've never even been away from them for a week. I've never been away for a month. I mean, it's just when I do eventually go away and start living on my own, and because I've got like a job somewhere else, somewhere totally in a different area, it's just going to be so hard for them. I mean, I'll probably be alright. I might be a bit lonely, but I mean, I'll be alright. It's just, I'm concerned more for them and just the way that they'll be able to cope, because I mean, they won't be lonely because my brother will probably still be there, but undoubtedly they'll miss me. So it's just a balancing act that you've got to do, I suppose. You don't want to lose contact with your family like some people do, but you don't want to be sort of like tied up with them, sort of like clinging on all the time for the rest of your life. I mean, because of the majority of people my age, sort of like early 20s, they are still with the parents because no one can afford to live on their own, especially nowadays, unless you've got a really well-paid job. But I suppose you've got to. I mean, I would love to live on my own. I would love to sort of like be able to afford maybe just to rent and to have the luxury of living on my own. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. If I'm being realistic, I'm going to be about 25 until I can actually afford a place of my own. But in 5 years' time, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if the economy is going to improve, if I'm going to get a full job, a fully paid job where I can actually afford to live on my own. I don't know what's going to happen. But 5 years is, well, it's a relatively long way away. So, oh well, I would have had a little walk around the I would have had a walk around the castle, but it's shut for some reason. Oh, I'll go this way then. Yeah, but I mean, advice that I would give other families is just try and keep together. Try and not lose contact with your with either your kids or your parents, because it's having a strong family bond is vital, really, to being happy. Because if you know that your family are happy, it makes you happy as well. And I don't mean happy as in sort of like they've got what they want, but I mean just happy as in terms of they know who all their family are, and they know sort of what's going on in everyone's lives. I mean, it's a shame really when I hear about parents who have split up and it's had an effect on the child, and just things along those lines, where people don't see each other anymore, and even when brothers don't see each other anymore, even when they're my age, it's not very nice really to have to listen to. And yeah, it's my dad's birthday on Friday, so, well, I'm not going to say what's happening just in case he's watching this. He probably won't watch this. My parents don't really watch my videos unless it's something eventful. But especially, I mean, that's another thing around sort of major lifestone. Is it lifestones? You know what I mean, milestones. That's the word. Around major milestones, you want to be together with your family really, because like it's my dad's 50th on Friday, which he would really miss out on if I wasn't there, if I wasn't here, or if we weren't close. I mean, it's like a Christmas time as well. I mean, when you're elderly and you've sort of like been widowed or something like that, you're going to be on your own, and it's a hard time really. But I guess it's, when you're elderly, it's just something that you've got to put up with, because if your wife or husband dies, in all honesty, you're not going to have a massive amount of time on your own. I mean, there's a lot of support out there for people who are on their own, especially support for even children who've lost both the parents. I mean, I think that's one good thing about modern life. No matter what difficulties you're in, there's always some support. There's always a group of an organisation or a group of people who are there really to support you. And I'm not going to get up this hill in fourth. I can barely get up in third. This camper van behind me is coming soaring up behind me. Don't know how he's managing to get up this fast. But yeah, I mean, you need some kind of family in your life, someone who you can always go to and speak to about things. I mean, it doesn't really matter who it is, if it's your brother, if it's your mother, if it's even if it's like one of your children. I think everyone needs support in some way or another. So, yeah, I mean, you need to have some form of family who you're in contact with. Like I say, I'm fortunate enough to be in contact with all my family. I know who my grandparents are on my mum's side, who the parents are on my mum's side, who the parents are on my dad's side. I know who the majority of my cousins are. I mean, with cousins and nephews and things like that, I mean, it's blooming difficult to keep up with the amount, because some families are large, some families are small. So it'll depend on entirely how big your family is in terms of how many of them you can stay in contact with, and how close to them all you are. So yeah, if there's someone specific in my family I want to speak to, I can do. So that's one good thing about being in contact with everyone. You can easily arrange things like parties and stuff for your family. I mean, there were plenty of people on my dad's side, sort of his aunties and uncles, who I don't really recognise or don't really know, but I know that they're there. I know that he has these kind of these relationships. Well, not relationships. I know that there are these people in our family. It's like, and it's really helpful as well when you have all these contacts in your family, because I mean, they might not be able to provide support of anything in terms of what your parents can provide, but I mean, in my family, we've had all kinds of different jobs, different roles. We've got, I think it's an architectural technician. We've got a retired architect. We've got a few. I think there's a florist. There's a few secretaries. I mean, I don't really know what everyone in my family has done. There was someone who had been in the army. There was someone who had someone who'd been in the clothing manufactured trade. I think she'd made waterproof coats or something like that. I forgot what the name of the company was now, but I mean, no matter what kind of job I went into, there would probably be someone in my family who would know a little bit about it. So it's just important, really, to have that kind of relationship with your family, for all the plus points that I've mentioned. Really, the fact that you can go to them for support, you're always in contact with them. You've got a close bonding relationship. Just swung out a bit. It's just there's a number of reasons, really. There are downsides of it as well. I mean, every family has little conflicts and little issues and problems and stuff, but that will be in all families, whether or not you're close to them or not. It's just natural, that, really. It's like in a relationship, everyone bickers and has problems and things. it's entirely natural, really. There aren't that many downsides to being close with your family, apart from typical annoyances that you get, which is perfectly fine, it's perfectly natural, it's normal. The plus points outweigh the negative points, so that's why it's important, really, to have a close relationship with your family. You don't want to go through your life being lonely and not knowing who you're related to. So yeah, that's. So yeah, that's been basically what all I've wanted to talk about in this video. Another side of things is, you might think that your friends are there to offer you support, but if your friends are sort of like a similar age to you or really young, they're not going to be very experienced in life. They're not going to know a great deal of things. So plus they might give you the wrong advice, and then you might act on that advice. Things could work out sort of like, well, I'm not going to say bad, but I mean, things could work out not as you wanted it to. Which is why it's always important to get a second opinion. So yeah, this is pretty much all I want to really talk about, really. So this has been monkeysnuts.com. Don't know what I'm gonna talk about in the next video. If it's gonna, it probably won't be soon. But anyway, I'll see you all a bit later then. Bye.